Yes, everybody. How we all doing? Arsenal 3, Atletico, Athletic Bilbao, Athletic Club 0, 3-0. Is it something we need to get all excited about and giddy about? No. Is 3-0 a good score? Of course it is. Of course it is. It is what it is. It's 3-0. It's our class 4-0 is an absolute thrashing. 3-0 is bad if you're on the losing side. But to me, today was about what we're going to bring to the table. What players are going to turn up? What's Mikel Arteta going to do? Is he going to be frozen on touchline? Is he just going to be stood there? What we're going to see from Odegaard? What we're going to see from Martinelli? And before I get into that, let me just say, FK Arsenal 1983. Big up Rich Martinelli and Odegaard need to be sold tomorrow. 100%. Zubamende, Gyökeres was quality today. Still need Eze and a left winger in ASAP. Absolutely. This is it, people. Today, for me, was like me being a bit of a scout. Just watching, these players and watching what they're going to do. If they look strong on the ball, are they sharp? Are they playing with any fear? Is the confidence fully there? And I will say this, the man who looked razor sharp today, who looked like he did like say maybe a year and a half ago, Bukayo Saka, looked lightning quick in some spells. I thought, wow, look at Saka go. And it's amazing to see. Of course, we all want to see Saka sprint like that, just get that ball and bang, just a little quick flick past his player and he's gone. And he's got good close control of the ball. We know this. And he's seen that and he thought, We love that. We love that. That's good to see Saka really sharp, looking fit. He looked quite strong as well. Like he wasn't getting pushed off ball. And then the second half, we didn't see much of him. And yeah, I can't remember if he came off actually. No, I don't think he did. Not straight away anyway. Definitely not straight away. I'm sure he didn't. But yeah, Saka looked very sharp in first half, and it looked like we've got the intensity head on. The intensity, we were a bit of urgency in our play. It looked like we were going straight for the throat, a bit of gung ho, um, and on it, and it looked, and then you thought, oh, here we go, here we go, typical Arsenal. They've dropped off. It's gone a bit slow. The attack's gone slow. The intensity's not there. It just looks like. Uh, it is what it is. Just wait for a goal, wait for a lucky deflection, or a penalty or something. And then another player to me who looked really good, looked really really good. I think Zubamendi is going to be one of those players where you think, wow, I didn't see any flashness. I didn't see where he nutmegged two players, etc. I think you're just going to see Zubamendi as a calm, collected footballer, which I have said before, when I used to watch football over at World, I used to watch Real Sociedad obviously a lot when they were playing Barcelona, when they were playing Real Madrid, etc., or when they were playing themselves, because I used to bet. Put my hands up to that, and I'll never ever do it again. And just on that, which I've mentioned before, I haven't bet now for 1 year gone on the April of 8th. So, and I'll never do it again because the first win, you are closest to losing everything. On your first win, you're one step closer, sorry, to losing everything when you bet, and I've never done it ever, ever, ever since April the 8th last year. I stopped, and I'll never ever do it again, ever, because the first win, you're one step closer to losing everything. So that's just a bit of advice, people. If you do bet, if you do, you do. But I will never do it again. And I did it for 6 years. So obviously, I watched football over the world. I watched Savetti in Swiss league with young boys, Basel, Malmo in Swedish league, etc. But what I'm saying is, obviously, I'm going to be watching La Liga, Liga, Serie A, Eredivisie, Premier League, Portuguese league when it was televised for a season, I think. So I watched, football, and I used to watch Real Sociedad a lot, and I never used to look at Zubamendi and think, "Wow, he's class, brilliant." Even for Spain, I'm like, just looked and thought, "He's absolutely brilliant." But today, I looked and I thought, "Wow, he is just a simple, complete, brilliant footballer." and I'm hoping it carries on because I think, you know, the way he controls the ball, there's no panic station like kicking in. He's got good control of the ball. He's got good vision. You know, he can pass, and I think it could be a good signing. I really do. Let's just hope it is, because when I used to watch him for Real Sociedad, I'm not saying he was rubbish. You know, I've always known he was a decent midfielder, but he's not one who I've been like, oh, I hope Arsenal sign him. I hope Arsenal sign him. You know, I just he just went up there in my estimation. Sorry. And the players to watch at Real Sociedad, what used to impress me when they used to come away from Real Sociedad, I think they've got decent players. There's Kubo, Kubo, obviously completely different position, attacking midfielder slash like winger. So Zubamendi played brilliant today, people. He was really, really good. So Zubamendi were good. Saka were lightning quick in spells, just like the old Saka. And the beast up top, the beast, Gyökeres. I mean, apparently we were told people by all these obsessed Arteta fans, Gyökeres can't head the ball. Sesko can do that. Gyökeres can't do this. Gyökeres can't do that. He can't head the ball. Well, it's typical now, isn't it? Like we Eduardo Egan posting all these pictures of Gyökeres saying he can do this, saying he's a special talent. Absolute leeches to this club, mate. I swear to God, they beggars, they beggars. He was saying, I don't want Gyökeres at this club. It's Sesko only. I don't see why we're signing Gyökeres at 27-year-old, you know, all this, all that. And now he can't get out Gyökeres' arse. Typical leeches of this club. And Gyökeres looked strong. He looked like he was just getting to grips with Premier League, which obviously played Championship for Coventry City, but he looked like he were on it, and he looks like he can handle it. You know, he looks strong. He's got a good physique, and that header were fantastic. That, you know, just jumping and coming to the side. I mean, that's not easy, people. Let me tell you, that is an hard header. I only scored one of them in my career where the ball came up and I hit it front side of my head. Didn't score many headers because I was a fox in box, like I've said before. Um, but I probably scored about four headers in when I used to play football for my teams and everything. And I remember one where I hit it on the side of the head, and it's a good feeling because you like do that and your head the ball comes up and you're not looking. Where if you go like that, I'm staring straight at it. But when you go bang like that, your vision's gone. You just think if it hits that part, hopefully it goes somewhere in that net. You know what I mean? And when you're running onto it and bang like that, I'm like, wow, what a finish that was! What a finish that was with Ed. We haven't had that kind of striker for a long time. What where he just comes up in air and I mean, that were a brilliant goal. That were a brilliant goal. He played well. He was getting involved in game. He was drifting out a little bit, you know, onto the left. So Gyökeres, Martinelli, Saka, to me was really good. And like I said up from there, I'm gonna say it in a minute, but I'm just gonna read these comments. Okay, Arsenal 93 play the full 90 minutes. Saka, I'm waiting to see. Madueke on the right-hand side. Yep. Todd Burge, I was bored after 15 minutes. Look enough, I had the Bristol City game. I ain't looked at any other scores today yet. FK Arsenal 93, it was good to see Gabriel and Saliba back together, yep. And that Mascara looks like a very strong defender. Mascara is a unit. I remember watching him for Barcelona, probably seen him maybe 3 or 4 games, and I thought, you know, he's a big lad. I tell you, he reminds me of people. I'm going to try and find him in a minute because I was watching it and I'm thinking, oh, who does he remind me of? Like his posture. It's like Saliba's like that. Saliba's if you look at Saliba, he moves out like Tony Adams does. Like he'll shuffle like that all the time. But Tony Adams always had his shoulders back, and so does Saliba. If you watch it, you'll see similarities. I've noticed this about 2 years ago. I thought, God, Saliba's moving out like front back, and he's got his arm like leading back a bit. His shoulders are perfectly back, great posture. I thought, oh God, mate, that looks like Tony Adams. What the it does. If you look at things like on pictures, how they lean and look into each other. Saliba looks like Tony Adams, the way with his body posture and that. And I was looking at Mosquera earlier on, I thought, as soon as you think of someone and you think, oh, who does it remind of? It bugs the hell out of you. And you can't relax and it just stays in your head no matter what you're doing. And I think it's a certain player who I'm gonna try and find him in a minute. But I'm not sure. Could be wrong, but I thought, who does he remind me of? Mosquera. And there's a couple. I mean, Rudiger's one. That is, he does remind me of him a bit. Um, right, let me just see. Khaled turning in from Morocco. Big up Rich. Oh, sorry, tuning in from Morocco. Oh, big up Rich. Wow. I bet that's absolutely red hot there, Khaled, my guy. Hope you well. Hope you well, my bro. And hope you're having a good holiday, by the way. Right, where are we? Um, Khaled didn't watch the game, but we were so good. I won't say so good. There were spells where you just thought, oh mate, this is boring. The intensity were there from the start, but then it were like, boom, just dropped, and then it were like, here we go again, similarities. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, um, oh, Ajazva, Pandey. What about Odegaard? I think he was decent. Ajazva. Let me just do Ajazva. Good to see you in the chat. Big up, my guy. I think you're new. I'm not sure. I think he was decent. Chris Welsh, big up, mate. Hope you are doing well. Big up, Chris Welsh, my guy. Please go and subscribe to your dad and Guna. Good evening, Rich99, Arsenal, and all watching. Khaled, Rich was R9 in his. Well, like you say, people, like I said, you're not going to get any big head attitude from me. Or I don't boast I've got this and all that, and I just love talking about football and Arsenal and having a good community and building a community, building my channel, etc. And I don't go around saying, "Oh, I was the man." But what I do go around and say is that I was a damn good striker for my age. I was just, I wasn't a player what would pick the ball up, beat five men, and hustle through everybody and score because I wasn't that strong. If I knew what I knew now about nutrition, etc., and doing like if I'd have done 50 press ups at 10-year-old a day and ate chicken and rice maybe just twice a day, maybe I would have made it because the thing is, my trainer at Norwich City, who was training me every Thursday, obviously with other people. When I didn't make it at London, cut story short, in my big trial at London, which I met Arsenal players that day at Potter's Bar, Dixon, Seaman, Wright, Chris Kwame, Adrian Clark, Steve Morrow, and Lee Dixon, David Seaman, Ian Wright, Steve Morrow, Adrian Clark, Chris Kwame. Yeah, six. I met him at Potter's Bar, old training ground, etc. So I had a fantastic day. Trials for Norwich City. Didn't know if I was making it on that day because obviously you don't get told. But obviously, I didn't. A few days later, I got told I wasn't good enough to play for Norwich City. I didn't make it. But my trainer did tell, like my dad at the time. Obviously, he said, "Well, it's a shame because your son is a natural fox in the box, and he just scores goals, and anything around his feet inside box, he puts the ball in net. And I would have worked with him, I would have made sure, but higher up, I want good enough, I want strong enough, But as a striker, yeah, from seven to I stopped playing when I was 14 because I kind of broke my ankle and I just it's time to start working, etc. In a couple of years or so, so I just stopped. But from 7 till 10. No, 11, 7 to 11. I was top scorer in my team every season and in the league. And in one season, I did score 79 goals. So, yeah, I was R9 because my number was 9. And I think I told you before in chat, the day when my manager for my local team I played for read the team sheet out, etc. And he says, "Oh, number 7, Rich." And everyone just turned around and like, number 7? Where's he playing? So yeah, 9 is I love 9. Right. But yeah, R9. But Khaled, I never used to say that though. I never used to call myself R9. But when I think about it, it actually was because obviously Rich and my number was 9. Um, FK Arsenal 1983, we moved the ball and broke the lines faster today, and we played a double pivot of Rice and yeah, we did. Raise 2.14. Berta should push for Rodrigo or Rafael Leao, absolutely. Or, Lutman, Mitoma, they're out there. They're out there. Catalan 019, was it Catalan 094? Yes. Where's that just gone? Yes, Nico Williams lost. I mean, the Williams brothers are a problem, but when they're not on it, they look like they're not even on pitch. I will say that 100%. They can be a massive problem, like cause teams havoc. You know what I mean? They can be absolute frightening, but when they're not on it, mate, I swear it looks like they're not even on pitch. That Berenguer, he's a good player for Bilbao. The Goretzka. It's not Goretzka. It's they pronounce it different. And then there's Oya Sanche, playmaker. And then obviously you've got Nico Williams and Inaki Williams. And one thing about Inaki Williams, my God, I don't know if people know this, but he went and played about, I can't remember now, about 5 seasons without picking up one injury, I think it was, maybe, or 3 seasons. He went 200 plus games without an injury, I think it was. That's incredible. Playing that long without getting injured. Not one injury, not one. Um, just make sure I haven't missed anything. Chris Welsh, it's Eze or nothing for remaining weeks. You won't sign anyone else after Eze. If you don't get Eze, then you won't sign anyone else. You will still leave it. Absolutely. 100% Chris, I agree with my guy. Big up. 100% I agree. Khaled, I've seen the tapes. You were a wonder kid. Yeah, I mean, I think you're on about Ronaldo there, not me. I mean, that's the thing now. Looking back, you used to have to get the old video camera, and something like one of my mates' dad would be videoing a game, videoing a match, etc. But no, going back to Arsenal today, people, like I said, Saka was lightning quick at some stages. Zubimendi looked very confident, control with the ball, everything. His passing was very good. I think we've got a good signing, Zubimendi. Like I said, he's not the one who, oh, I want to sign Zubimendi. I wasn't like that, even though I knew him. Um, Rice, I mean, that guy should be Arsenal's captain. Give it him now. Declan Rice should be Arsenal's captain. 100%, 100%. It's embarrassing that Martin Odegaard's Arsenal's captain. It really is. And you know what? Odegaard today, like, you looked and you thought, oh, there's Odegaard with that little deft pass, like that little, like, it's like a drill where they drill the foot into floor and it like sizzled, but the right pace goes on it. And he did it, and it worked. I think for Saka, no Timber, I think it was. He played in, and there were some like good little passes, but then Odegaard of last season, there were some short passes, some weak passes. It was slowing us down. I just looked and I kept thinking, imagine Eze in this team. Imagine Eze in this team. He would have been flying through that middle with the intensity, how he can change direction. He uses both feet and he's a forward thinker. But Martin Odegaard's someone what will go forward, up and come back, or pass sideways, or do an air flick. We are going to struggle this season, people, with Martin Odegaard because he will slow our play down. And that will be a big problem, I think. And obviously the manager, which don't matter. I do not like Mikel Arteta one bit. He's a stubborn, smug prick. I don't like him just because we won today. That don't make me think, oh yeah, let's all back Arteta. He's had way too many chances. He's treated like royalty. He's given 15 plus million a year. We don't get to Wembley with him. We don't get to finals. We're not winning trophies. This season, that guy deserves absolute huge pressure. Huge pressure. Um, so, and the guy, and this guy, it's a shame and a shame and a shame. Like on the thumbnail, Gabby Martinelli. I'm gutted. I am genuinely gutted to see Martinelli performing like he is for us at the moment. It's still in the friendlies. It's happening. It was last season. It was the season before. If it had just happened last season, you'd thought, oh, Martinelli's had a bad season, man. And this, in pre-season, you think still carrying on. You think maybe let's just give benefit of that, work with him, get a coach 1-to-1, take him for sessions I don't know, every session they have, take him to one side for 20 minutes, practices one-on-ones, practicing his shooting, etc. But it's already in this pre-season, it was last season, it was season before that. We can't be going into a potential third season in a row carrying players what are underperforming. It's just not acceptable for Arsenal Football Club. The way the pressure is on us now, the moment that ball gets kicked, everybody's going to be saying, what are you going to do, Arsenal? Because you seem to always glamorize things and you're saying that we do this, we do that. And when you sign a player, yes, the way they do the choreography and everything, it looks good, but it's just all glamorized and it's too much because we're not doing anything at the end of the season. And when we sign a player, male or female, everybody has to see win the dog, which I love dogs, to me the best pets you can have. But everybody has to see win the dog, we've got to present it, you know, and they just seem to focus on all those things. And then at end of season, teams like look at us and just think, well, it doesn't matter what you do, how much you're trying to impress us, or I glamorize things and show us these things, what you're doing. Pickpocketers playing Never Walk Alone, in training ground. Other teams now look at Arsenal and think, you don't win trophies, Arsenal. You're just a nearly team at the moment. You are a nearly team at the moment. You're nearly FC. And we are watching other teams win trophies. We're watching other teams get to Wembley and reach finals. And it's got to stop, people. It's got to stop. It's not acceptable no more. The time is over for Mikel Arteta. And I've said, and I'm still going to stick with it, we'll be out the title race by October. Because today, Bilbao, they're not a piss poor team. And if they're in Premier League, they'd probably finish about 12th, 10th, 12th. But that next Sunday will be a bigger test at Old Trafford. 100%. The fans will be up for it. They'll be buzzing Man United fans looking and thinking, wow, we've got a new front three. And they're not done. Apparently, they want that midfielder and a goalkeeper. And I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't. But it looks like the Baleba from Brighton, it looks like they want him. They want him. And now Man City, I've got Rodri injured. Just to go on to this a minute. Man City's got Rodri injured till at least apparently mid-September. Don't be surprised if Man City just knock on Brighton's door and say we'll offer you 80 million plus a player or two for Baleba, because that's what these teams do. Dave's the goat. Where's Rich 98? It always has to be 99. Dave's the goat. Big up to you, Dave. I think you're new to the chat. Arsenal fan. I always want to know if people jump in the chat. What team do you support? Is it Arsenal? Is it another club? And please do smash up the likes, people, and subscribe if you already have. I'm 11 away from 450. I don't know if I'm going to get that tonight. I've probably got no chance, but I'd like to reach 450 tonight. That would be. I doubt it. I don't think that'll happen, but. And they're going to spot on Rich 99, Arsenal focus on all the filler, but there is no killer. That's what I'm saying, and they're going to, we used to look at it and think, oh, mate, we are the classic club. We are. Everything's a Rolls Royce. But after a bit, you start looking at it and thinking, I don't care. I'd rather be doing things scruffy and not neat, and not smart, and just stay there at the top and win trophies. And I'm not saying obviously win league every season, which obviously we all want to do that, but we know that's unrealistic. But stay at that helmet top. Like, look at Arsenal. They've won league last season. Let's say this season we didn't win. Let's say we won league last season, etc. This season, we didn't win Premier League, but look at them again. Who's there Saturday afternoon in May? Let's say May the 5th, whatever, May 1st, May the 5th, stood there with FA Cup in their hand. Arsenal. They've just finished second. Yeah, they didn't win league this season, but they've just finished second. They've won FA Cup. They got to final at Champions League, and they won league last season. But we're not doing anything, man. This is what Enders has said. We're not doing it. We're not doing the talking on the pitch. We're not even reaching that final. We're not even playing at Wembley no more. We're not winning Premier Leagues. We're not winning Champions Leagues. Not winning FA Cups. Not winning Carabao Cups. So if all this they glamorized things and they were doing things and that, people in my chat, us fans would be like, too right. We're classy when it comes to presenting a new signing, male or female. When we show things like what we do in training, where they get in a big huddle and they, get everybody together and pat them when they run through. We'd be like, this team can do whatever they want because they always turn up all the way through the season and they collect a trophy. but we're not, people. So that's why other teams now are looking at Arsenal and saying little bros, because like Chelsea are looking at us now thinking, well, with Arteta at Maresca in just touching down in 1 year has won more than Arteta already. Do you know what I mean? So it's this is what I'm saying. It's all right glamorizing this and stuff, but you've got to win trophies. You have got to start winning trophies, and the time is now. Personally, obviously, I wanted Arteta gone 2 years. I didn't even want him from the start, but there is going to be absolutely gigantic pressure on Arsenal Football Club and Mikel Arteta. The moment that ball is kicked, everyone's going to turn around and say, "What are you going to do, Arsenal? What are you going to bring this season? Is it going to be full of bullshit excuses? Are you obsessed fans who are just obsessed with Arteta and won't say anything to criticize the club, even though it's factually needs criticising at times? Are they going to make more bullshit excuses? Is it going to be about injuries this season, or is it going to be VAR? Is it going to be PGMOL? What's the excuse going to be this season, Arsenal? And that's all we're going to get, because this is what we've caused ourselves, because we've messed our chance up. I'm 100% confident our chance was when we were 8 points clear of Man City. That don't happen, people. You don't get to be 8 points clear against with Man City and not walk away with, yeah, which I knew anyway. Like I mentioned earlier on, I told a guy in my old workplace, Man United fan, "Oh, league's yours this season, bro. League's yours this season, Rich." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And they thought I was taking piss. I said, "I'm not. I'm truthfully talking right now, we're not going to win that league." "Oh, Rich, mate, what you on about?" Like they were, "You top at league, bro. You just don't downplay it. You just enjoy it, mate. You're going to win that league." And I'm like, I'm being truthfully serious with you. We won't win that league. We don't have a striker at this football club, and I have a manager what will do something stupid somewhere along the line, like just playing carverts against Aston Villa when we need that were a must win. Nah, bro, you're going to win it. I'm telling you, we ain't winning that league. And then next one, obviously, I told in chat earlier on live, and I said to this guy, yeah, I'm telling you right now, we ain't winning this league. I'll offer you my brand new Arsenal shirt with a gold on it, obviously the home strip. I will offer it you, not last season before. I will offer it you, and I will pay you £50 in cash as well if Arsenal win league. But I won't have to give you anything because we're not going to win it. And I was right. Did I want to be wrong? Of course, I 100% wanted to be wrong both times. So it's just a shame, man. Like going back to like what me and Enders are saying, it's got to stop with all this glamorizing thing. This making it all look perfect and neat and smart. Let's get nasty on pitch. Let's get ruthless. Let's just turn up and say, fuck all the publicity, fuck the social media, F all this, glamorizing things, and just do the talking on the pitch this season. Because this is the one thing what worries me, the one thing what really, really does, I'm not going to say upset because it's football and there's more to life. But the one thing what will really, really annoy me is that we could see this current crop of players slide away, just literally, boom, go. If we don't win a trophy, or if we're out of the title race by October, Rice might think, "I want to win trophies, and I'm good enough," and he might think, "I am starting to turn in my head now because again, by October, because I do think we'll be out of title racing, but by October, if we don't sign that left winger and Eze, because I think we're going to struggle in so many games, and Rice just might think, I want trophies. I'm giving it to end of this season. Then I'm going to maybe try and push my agent to see if anything's knocking around because he'll get a huge move. And the main one, who's my favourite player, William Saliba. So it'd be a massive shame to know that this manager has got some very decent signings in, and yet we don't get to see them, and they start slowly just leaving and leaving and leaving and leaving and going. Because I think that's what's coming. If we struggle in this season, and like I say, if we're at title race by October, I honestly think Saliba's head's just going to be Real Madrid, boom, Real Madrid, boom, 100%. Because Florentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, he really, really does like him, and they're building. They've got Dean Huijsen in. Obviously, they've got Asensio, the centre back, which is very, very, very rash. He is rash. I think he's had 2 red cards already. So they are going to build because Militao, Alba, Rudiger, they're not getting any younger, and they're going to need to be refreshed. Right. I'm just gonna read these out, people. And they're gonna like the old When hamburger advert of the 1980s. I wouldn't have seen that. Where's the beef? I wouldn't have seen that ending. Not seen that one. That's just out of my out of my 90s. Yeah. I was born obviously in '86, but I don't remember 80s adverts. Ending Guna. Arsenal not delivering the beef. FK Arsenal 1983. Rich Atletico finished fourth. They did. They did. Fourth in the Spanish league last season. So they're not a crap team. That's what I'm saying. They're not a crap team. They're not. They're always up there, and then they've got better as seasons have gone along. Like say that Bernagena, Goretzka, Nico Williams, Naki Williams, Oya Sanche, Villa Ubre. But I think he's gone to Deportivo now. He's a big lad up top. He used to cause a few problems when I used to watch him. They've, and obviously they got who used to play for Man United. Went to PSG and all that did not work. I was shocked he went there as well. Um, Spanish for is it Ferreira? Herrera and Andres Herrera. I think it was Herrera. I think played Man United, went to PSG, and then I went to I think he went Bilbao, or he did actually play for Bilbao as well. I'm sure he did. So no, they're not the mugs of the La Liga. They're always touching distance of like I would say sixth to fourth. They don't really drop past six. Not lately, anyway. And their attacking team, they really can go at it sometimes. But this is what I'm saying, people. Let me just read this chat out because I don't want to be ignorant and miss any chat. Sorry, comments. Um, Peppermint, Freedom, big up, Rich and chat, big up, Peppermint, my guy. Great to see you in the chat as always. Enaguna, FK Arsenal 1983, but Club Atletico have not won no single preseason match, and today they did play like gracious guest. They didn't look good at all. They look nothing, no problem whatsoever for Arsenal today. Gracious guest and did not go full pelt. They treated today like a friendly. Yeah, they really did. Absolutely, Endon. Definitely, my mate. It didn't look very good at all. Peppermint Freedom, Asensio also got a case. Um, FK Arsenal 93 and Laguna. Yeah, I know they've lost most of their friendly games. We will see what happens when the pressure comes. In my eyes, the biggest problem is Arteta. It is FK. Absolutely, mate. Today he'll just be like that, happy, and all his fans what are obsessed with him will be bigging up. We've got Superman. It's 9 months, people. It's 9 months. Next week, if we lose at Old Trafford, say if we lose to Man United 2-0, I'm telling you now, and I said today, it didn't happen, which obviously you don't and you do. And I hate even saying I do because I would never say that in a million years. But I do, I cannot stand Mikel because it's like, yeah, everything's smooth today, everything's calm, everyone's happy. It's a 3-0, it's a decent result. Saka were great, Gyökeres scored his debut, Zubamendi were brilliant. But it's like once you jump into that water, it's like there's no getting out. There's no getting out. Once that season starts, people, there's no getting out. If you can't swim, you're fucked. And that's how it feels. It's just like once that season starts that's it. We're swimming. And if you ain't a good swimmer, you're effed. And personally, I'm not a good swimmer. Never really liked it. And then Guna, totally agree at FK Arsenal. And I'll say this, Gabby Martinelli. You know what? It's you get some players what play for your football club. Obviously ours is Arsenal, and you look at them and you think they really do love the club. And since signing from Ituno, which I think they were the third division at the time in Brazilian football, Martinelli has really, really loved what this football club's done for him and his family. And I think at one point he said he'd stay for life. And I'm going to say this. I'm not using the word upset because it's football, and there's a lot more things in life what can upset people, and rightly so. But I am absolutely gutted for Martinelli, people, and I'm not bullshitting. I am gutted. I am absolutely gutted that Martinelli just looks how he is. And it reminds me of? It reminds me of Arshavin in his latter years at Arsenal, in his career where it was coming to an end, where I used to watch Arshavin and I'd be looking and thinking, that guy can't even get round anybody, man. What's happened to Arshavin when he exploded against Liverpool and scored those 4 goals? And I look and I remember I think I went pub that night, watching it with an old girlfriend, my cousin, and her boyfriend, and I remember watching it, and I just thought, my football club, I've got Mark Overmars back, who to me, and I know he ran at Arsenal for 3 years, he is very close to being my favourite winger I've ever seen at Arsenal. Obviously, Robert Pires. I didn't see much of Anders Limpar. I've seen him obviously a bit at Everton. Um, but I looked and I thought, when I seen Arshavin explode, I thought, we've got Mark Overmars back. It was Arshavin small, a bit thick-setted-ish, but just got that ball gone, explosive, and he could literally finish in angles where you think, how has he done that? How has he bent that round that player? And I remember watching him against Blackburn. It was a Saturday afternoon league match, and he went to byline and scored. And I thought, oh my God, what a signing! What a signing! When it was showing the on deadline day, we all snow around him, and are we going to get Arshin? And I looked and I thought, hello, Mark Overmars. Hello, Mark Overmars. And it was brilliant. Obviously, it's not as good, and then towards end, I'm telling you what, people, I just used to look at Arshavin and I used to think, you can't even get round a player, mate. You can't even take it round a player. And I thought, how can a player just like do that? Like, he looked lightning quick. He could pick a ball up and he was gone. There were directness and all. There's none of this like, oh, which way do I cross it? If he were getting that ball, it was forward thinking straight away. Boom, like Mark Overmars, get the ball and gone. But he had a bit of a brain on him, an all football brain where he could come back inside, etc. And then towards the end of years, I just thought, what's happened to this guy? He can't even take it around a play. And I'm looking at Martinelli and thinking, where's Gabby gone? Where has Martinelli gone? We'll never know this. But I'm saying, is it an individual thing from Martinelli, or is it this stubborn, smug prick what stopped it? I don't know, but I am gutted. I am gutted that Martinelli is looking like he is now because he's done people. He's finished at Arsenal. There is no changing this now. You just don't take 3 years. You just don't take a risk and go and think, right, we'll wait 3 years now and which will be this season. It'll be the third season in a row where it's been rubbish. You don't do that. You can't do that as a big club. Like I said, this season, there's no room for experimenting and trialing this and trialing that. Miles Lewis Skelly, like Shane Gooner, big up to him, the legend. He always mentions Shane. Shane always says Miles Lewis Skelly midfield. Well, that's over now because the time he should have been doing that is now. He should have been playing midfield in pre-season. But the thing is, like I said earlier, Mikel Arteta won't do that. You know why? Because if it works, oh no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. He'll hate it. Mikel Arteta does not like being wrong. And we know this, people, for a fact. Of course we know this, because he's that arrogant and stubborn. He would hate it if Miles Lewis Skelly were looking brilliant in midfield, because people would turn around and saying, midfield, play Miles in midfield. Because he's put him at left back and he can do a good job at left back, but he's rash, and you've seen it today. He's sometimes his control of his tackling is too rash. He's too like straight away, bang, just sees a player and think, I'm having you. And I think in midfield, the way he brings that ball down, he controls it. He's got a good fixed set to him. He's got a good football brain for his age. And he's fast and he gets around the pitch. And I think, but now it's too late now. Like I said, it's that thing going back into, once you're in that, you're jumping in. There's no coming out for 9 months, people. There's no hiding no more. There's no excuses no more. Once you jump in that big lake, that's it. We're swimming for 9 months and there's no turning back. And if you ain't going to be a good swimmer, you're effed. And then seen that one. Todd Burge. Big up, Todd. Good to see you, my guy. Outside Nunes from Liverpool. Yep. Sounds like Liverpool could get Isaac now. Yep. That's another what we're saying, 50 million for Liverpool, 48, 50 million for Liverpool. RVL, it looks like he's going next. They'll probably get about 25 million for him. And here we are, Trossard, Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, Nelson. Oh, I even heard Nelson were going to Fulham like 2 weeks ago. What the fuck's happening with this club, mate? Honestly, try not to get stressed, but there's always something. There's always something going on with this club. How have we not sold nobody yet? Because those wages are an embarrassment. And Fulham are thinking, £100,000 a week for Nelson. So, no way. No way. Zinchenko, 150. Who the hell is going to touch him? We need to hope Saudi just come to us before this season finishes and try and sign our players. Because if they don't, we're struggling, people. Because I don't see any team wanting to sign Zinchenko on £150,000 a week. AC Milan, they're all fixed on Højlund. Højlund now. They're not going to think, oh, let's get Zinchenko and all. And this is the thing. How do you say to a player, we'll sign you, but you need to drop £50,000 a week? Zinchenko probably won't do that. Now, if someone's on £300,000 a week, they might come down to maybe to 60, whatever, £40,000 drop. But if you tell Zinchenko to drop 50k a week, they probably won't do it. And Nelson, if he's on 100k a week, I think he lives a high lifestyle. We always flash things. He probably will not want to drop anything. He might drop 10 grand a week. That's still too much for teams to pay 100 grand. That'll be 90. Teams don't want to do that. Now, if Nelson were balling and his injury record were good and that, then Fulham would probably say, we'll pay 100k a week. But this is what Arsenal's done. So Andre Berta, I mean, I'm hoping he can start changing this and fix this, because this is every window. We are always left with players who we do not want at this club who are on big wages. Every single window. We're a snail FC when it comes to getting rid of players, and we move like snails when it comes to signing players, unless it's a Chelsea player. Then it's like bump tick. Tim Lewis, yeah, we'll pay you that. Bump, he's the person, the coach here, Tim Lewis. He'll be the one who goes tick, done. Yeah, we'll stretch that. We'll pay you that. And he's a twat. He's a prick. And with Martinelli, like I've said so many times in streams, if we turn down around 60 million from Al Nassr in the Saudi League or Al Hilal or anyone like that, we are the biggest mugs for another reason. For another reason, because I'm telling you now, a European team right now will probably go 40 million, 45 at the tops for Martinelli, because they'll just look and think last 2 seasons, not good enough whatsoever. Not good enough. Looking like he's not going to be any different this season. But a Saudi club would probably give you 60 million, people. But this is what Arsenal do. They'll turn it down, and then next summer they'll say, right, Martinelli's been rubbish again this season. Tell you what, let's sell him. Next minute, ticks off. Arsenal sell Martinelli 35 million. So I don't hear no bullshit anymore when people tell me that my club can't afford to buy this player, we can't afford to stretch that much, and we can't compete with the world's top elite clubs financially, because it's a load of crap. And if this club has brainwashed you into thinking that, because we can, we just won't. I mean, like even Chelsea, what they've spent, they're going to make it back. Dewsbury's going, about 28 million. Let's say he's gone to Everton. Madueke 52 to Arsenal if you count the all package. You've got Kunku, they'll probably get 25 million for him. Yeah, they're losing a bit of money of what they paid for these players, but right now it's still kind of leveling up in a way to what they've spent. Whereas Arsenal will probably get 9 million for Lokonga, 12 million for Nelson, 20 for Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko 15. Can't even get 30 million, mate. Can't even get 30 freaking million. Biggest sale is Oxlade-Chamberlain / Balogun, 40 million. What an embarrassment. And it never changes. It's not like it's just this season, though. That's the thing. That's the most annoying thing. It's every single window. And you're going to, is Martinelli more worse than Odegaard? Martinelli has regressed under Arteta. Arteta has not improved a single player. And I agree. But don't we think? Do we not think though, chat? It's a shame to see Martinelli like this because you can tell he loves this club. Right, FC always good to see my guy. FC Zubamendi was bossing it, but let's see when it really matters. That's a great point, and that is true. Like today, it's a friendly. Let's just see what Zubamendi's doing when he's got people like Casemiro barging into him, and Agati if he plays, who's kind of tall, 6 foot 2-ish, 6 foot maybe and Joe Linton, and let's just see what Zubamendi's got then. Let's just see that. It's all right saying today, which as I have as well. I've put my hands up and said it, he did well, but let's see what it's like. Like I said, once you're in that deep lake and there ain't no coming out people for 9 months, once you're in, the season starts. Russell to Kate. Big up Russell. Good to see you in the chat. Not seen you before, my guy. Martinelli should go to Saudi League. 100%, Russell. Absolutely, my guy. Absolutely. But this club won't sell him, Russell. That's the thing, mate. And we could get around about 60 million for him, which 60 million would be an absolute. I'd be buzzing. Personally, I'd be like, wow. Not let me change that. Not personally. I would be looking and thinking, well, we've just broke our record for selling players finally, which has took ages to even see 60 million for a sale. And also, right now, we've got money then to say, right, Eze, done. And then a left winger. Well, I mean, we still need a left winger. We need a left winger and we need Eze. Looking now, I think we need a left. I think we need a left back. I wasn't really saying that, but I think we do. I think we do. I don't trust Calafiore one bit. Not one bit. Not one bit. Not to be a good left back. He's just too forward thinking, attacking. I don't trust him to be a good left back. And I don't trust him because he's never injury free. He's always injured, always. And look at this. And then going at Wissa, Newcastle target for 30 million, while Arsenal. That'd be ideal. I'll get Wissa playing at left wing, Eze behind Gyökeres, Saka right wing. You look at Arsenal and you think, shit. Wow. Wow. But already I'm looking at Arsenal thinking, well, it's Gyökeres and Saka. After that, and I've said this before, there's only two people I can trust really to score goals for my club at minute, and they've scored today. Gyökeres and Saka. I don't trust Havertz. I mean, to be honest, what a finish. It was a very, very good finish with Havertz, how he holded him off. He pushed him out a little bit and he got like his foot around it and just placed it in bottom corner. It was a very, very good finish. He has done that a couple of times. But I don't trust Kai Havertz one bit. I don't even think he'll score 10 Premier League goals. And then sorry, I've seen that one. And then going to AFC Zubimendi won't get the kind of space and time on the ball in the Prem like he did in the match against Club I don't think so. Hey, Jay, thank you for letting everyone know the truth about the state of this football club. HJ, not seeing you in the chat again. This is great, people. New people again in my chat. I'm loving this. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but please smash the likes up and subscribe, people, if you already haven't. I'm trying to get to that 450 tonight. I don't think I will. I'm 11 off, but it's worth a try. HJ, yeah, man, we just want our club back. HJ, we do. We don't want to moan every day. We don't want to, we don't want to shout and bawl. But the things what we're doing is just what Arteta's said, or what Arteta hasn't done, or what the club's saying, or what the club hasn't done and delivered. Or when we say we don't get to Wembley no more, we don't win trophies, we don't get to finals. That's not made up, but yet we're getting told by all these super fans of Arsenal, what, won't say anything bad about the club. They won't criticise Arsenal, even when it's factually needed criticising. And the fans that are obsessed with Arteta, it's just what's happened. And the facts are, we don't get to Wembley, we don't win trophies, we don't get to finals. We've got a manager that don't play a plan B, and it's all right, like winning today 3-0, which is a good result. But I still say, and I'm sticking by it, our title race will be over by October. And this manager is a stubborn, smug prick. And you keep bringing this up every day on every chat because this is what he is. He won't change. No plan B. Stubborn. Get out of this club. I do not like him, people. I do not like him. I wish I did. But he is not good enough to be our manager. It's all right having little days like we've had today, and you're going to get all these Arteta fans what are obsessed with Arteta. Oh, Super Makey's our manager. He is not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. I have said it. I didn't want him from the start. Where are we? And then Chelsea sold 5 players on Friday and made over 100 million and got those wages off. That's what I'm saying, mate. It's just how big clubs move. And I don't know if people heard it in Started Chat, but Rodri for Man City is now out till middle of September. Do not be surprised, people, if Man City go all in and try and get Baleba from Brighton and do it in a very clever way where they'll say 60 million plus 2 players of Man City. Do not be surprised if that happens. And what they could do, they could say Kovacic, because apparently even he wants to stay. But Man City could offer 2 players and say 60 million for Baleba, and they might just do that to cover Rodri, because Rodri last season, when he was injured, it was carved open for Man City. You could carve straight through him at middle. Now they've got Nico Gonzalez, and obviously they've got Reiners. Will he trust them to? I don't know. I don't know. Because Kalidou Mordun Barrett says we will not make the same mistakes again. Now, middle of September, when you think about it, it's not too long. Rodri might miss 4 or 5 matches. Maybe they might not target somebody. Maybe they just might not. I don't know. But that will really, really rock Pep 100%. After last season, we've been out all season. FK Arsenal 1983. There's a weird relationship between Stan, Josh, and Todd. I've never known a club buy one player each year from Chelsea. That's what I'm saying, FK. Liverpool won't keep going to Man City and buying all their players, and Man City won't just keep going to Liverpool and signing all their players. It's not natural. Like the factual thing is, you are making them stronger. We've made Chelsea. I'm not saying what we gave for Madueke with that 52, obviously, with everything included. That all that money goes straight on transfers. It goes into club. It might go to facilities. It might go for like making no, sorry, giving players new contracts with higher wages. You don't know, like I said, but I know one thing: with what we gave for Madueke, they will use that. Some of the players what they've signed, Arsenal would have funded that around about 10%, or they might have just used it all and thought, "Thank you, Arsenal. That 52 million, we'll near enough put that all on Hato, which I think Hato costs about 38 million or something like that." So we might have just with the Madueke money, Chelsea looked at that and thought, "Yeah, we've got enough to sign Hato now, 100%." Uh, Yu Ying, we shouldn't try Havertz on left wing. He is on fire right now. Who's on fire? Kai Havertz? If you class one goal today, Kai Havertz is on fire, then I'm not sure you've ever watched enough football or ever played it, because on fire means, well, I'll tell you what it means. When you've scored about 6 goals in 3 games, that's when you're starting to be on fire. One goal is not on fire. Trust me. And it's a friendly. HJ, I feel like Rice got outshined by Zubimendi. I didn't see much of the Rice, to be honest. Declan Rice needs to be Arsenal's captain. I've said this. He really does. I mean, this is what we've got, people. Let me just show you. So this is the team what obviously played today, and to me, so David Raya. I don't know if people watched it. I paid for this. I said to myself, I'm not paying for watching a friendly, but I seen on the Arsenal website it was called an early bird. I think it was. If you pay before 9 a.m. Saturday morning, you get it for £4.99. And I thought, I need to watch this today. I need to watch it. I've been at work. I work 4 nights a week, 4 on, 2 off, rotational. So I didn't get to see the Villarreal game. And I thought, I'm going to pay for this to watch. I'm going to watch it because I need to see what I'm going to see going into the season. Am I going to see zero creativity, no change in formation, nothing, in intensity? today. I seen a bit of intensity. I seen Saka was sharp as anything in certain spells in game, like how he just skipping by that man. I'm like, that's Saka at the best. Zubamendi were controlling things. Gyökeres were being a bit of a problem. Um, Rice just balls out. He's a baller. He's a baller. He'll chase things. He lost the ball in second half, and he literally made it his own to chase back and win that ball back, and he did. And you know, he's got to be Arsenal's captain. Declan Rice or Gabriel Magalhaes has to be Arsenal's captain. This guy in the middle, Martin Odegaard, he is the weakest captain I've seen in football. Last season he was Arsenal's worst player, and already I'm looking at thinking he's gonna slow us down. He's gonna slow us down this season. And Martinelli, which we all know about, it's a massive shame, but his Arsenal career is over, people. Why would you not sell him now? Why are you keeping faith? Why are you being? This is what I'm saying. It's all big cuddles for Arsenal, big nicey. Everything's got to be all done neat and smart and precise. Get ruthless, get nasty, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Push him to Saudi Arabia. If you don't want to go, then you can't force him, but offer it to him. If he goes to Al Nassr, he's going to play with Ronaldo maybe for 6 months or another year, maybe at most. 60 million, man. I swear to God, if someone like Al Nassr is offering 60 million, we're literally just them off. Because next season, in typical Arsenal fashion, we'll probably sell him for about 35 million, even to Saudi League if he wants to go. And that'll be all they'll probably offer next year. 60 million for someone like who's. This is what I'm saying. It's all about nicey and big cuddles at Arsenal. Get ruthless, get nasty. Martinelli, thank you for your time. We had some great, when that 15 goal a season from you. You do try, you love the club, but you've got to go, mate. Your time's done. It's over. Your career at Arsenal's finished. We need to move on. We need a proper goal scoring winger who we're not going to be thinking, I'm unsure about what he's going to do. Even today, man, he gets by his player, and even his shots are weak. Even his shots are weak. There's no accuracy on him. He's not getting them on target. They're weak. It's a shame with Martinelli, but he's got to go. He's got to go. Saliba, my favourite player. People know this by now. Watched all his loans when he went back to Saint Etienne, then at Nice, and then finished at Marseille. Watched them all. Calafiori, I'm not a fan of him, people. I think he's just all too pretty and nice again, and he's just a poster boy for Arsenal Football Club. That's it. He's a horse. He's a horse. They've got the horse to front things for him for the shirts and etc. Timber, he looked very attacking today. Actually, he really did. And I'm not going through substitutes. So I'm not going to bring. Ben White did okayish when he came on. Mosquera. Now he does look a unit, and I have seen him for Valencia a few times, about 4 times, and he does look a strong, confident player. Like he knows he's got the ability to push you away, to push you off. And Wanyeri, he came on and he was. I said I wasn't going to go through subs. I'm not going to bring him up. I ain't got that picture anyway. Wanyeri, he looked frightening again, just like he does. Gets the ball up, forward thinking, boom, straight away. But it's, I mean, it's a shame. It is a shame because what we're seeing today, everything's a bit like, oh, we've won 3-0. We played decent in some parts, but I'm still saying the title's going to be over for Arsenal by October. It's not. We ain't got enough people. We ain't got enough. Look at Man United, 3 whole and new attacking the players. And if Zertsky turns up this season, which he was good when he was at Bologna in the Serie A league, and now he's going into his second season, and then he gets to grips with it and everything because he's an handful. He caused us a lot of problems when he came on at Old Trafford. If he turns up this season, and you've got Acuna and Mbemo, what transfer they formed from Brentford and Wolves, Man United are going to be a problem. And if Sesko, which again, potential prospect, did not want him at Arsenal unless I'd have had him to back Gyökeres up, yes, I would. But now Man United's going. I mean, if he turns up and delivers straight away, Man United will be a problem. Now, I'm not sure about the back line. I think they need 3 class centre backs, and I don't know Lenny Oro, De Ligt, Martinez, Maguire. I think Maguire is probably best suited in a back three, to be honest. Because he's good at marshalling the back three. He's not fast. So I don't know, but just talking about other clubs, I don't think we've got enough. We haven't. We ain't got enough. We ain't got enough. And I fear if Gyökeres gets injured, we are back to Kai Havertz leading our line. And then the pressure then will go to Saka. Because to me, the man what's for the goals, where the pressure's going to be on, is obviously Gyökeres. And I do think he'll score 20 Premier League goals. And after that, it's Saka. And then after that, I don't look at the thing, oh, yeah. Havertz, Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, Madueke. I don't see it. I don't have no confidence in anyone apart from Saka and Kai Havertz. And well, he's not going to play, but Wanyeri, I've got confidence in Wanyeri to score goals, which he scored 9 last season. But Madueke today, I looked and I thought, not the best people, not the best. He were trying to get involved. You could see he were trying to win ball and that, but when he got ball, I didn't think, oh, Alexis Sanchez vibes, you know what I mean? Or Robert Pires, Freddie Lundberg or Mark Overmars vibe. I didn't see it. I didn't see that. Didn't see it. Didn't think, oh, he's going to beat that player with ease. No, not at all. HF, oh, sorry, I've read that. And Laguna, you are taking the piss, you are one of our volleys troll accounts. HJ, for a big guy, Gyökeres is pretty agile. His movement in the box for the goal was world class. Honest, 100%. To run onto it and side edit, as you call it, that's very hard, people. Because, like I said, you're side editing it, you're looking away from the ball already. If you go like that, I'm looking straight away at that goalkeeper in net. If I'm siding it, I'm turning away already. So you've just got to hope it gets perfect position on side of your head. And you've got to hit it with power. The jump's got to be met right, or if you it can go terribly wrong if you don't meet it. So that was a fantastic header, fantastic. HJ Rice is not looking fit right now. Is he playing with an injury? He was uffing and puffing. He did, but I mean, even Rice will still give you the best he got. Like earlier on, when he lost the ball at second half, he was running, man. He was running back for that ball, and you just thought that's our captain. That right there is an example of a captain, not this Martin Odegaard who you won't see that from Martin Odegaard running back and winning that ball after you've just lost it while we're already winning. But Rice is like, I lost that ball, I'm getting that ball back. You won't see that from Odegaard. Where are we? HJ Endergonet, to be honest, Rice always looks out of breath, and that's because he is one of the most hard-working players at the club. But I will admit he wasn't involved much today. He were giving it all though. He were really trying, honestly. Like I said, when he lost that ball, he ran and won that ball back. AJ, big up AJ, my guy. Hope you're well. What going on, Rich? And Nguna, AJ, AJ 11 Lights, AJ, good evening, Nguna, Joseph Connor Golding. Big up to Johnny Joseph Connor Golding. Good to see you, my guy. Didn't see a game today, Rich. Was it good? There were spells, Joseph. We was decent in some parts. Saka was lightning quick at times, getting by his man with ease. Zubimendi controlled things. Gyökeres was a bit of a problem. His header were fantastic. Odegaard, a couple of good passes. Some weak passes, very weak passes, similarities of last season. Slowing us down a little bit. Martinelli. Oh, I mean, like I've just been on about, it's a shame. It's a shame. But Martinelli got by a player with ease. Next minute, same as last season. The shot was pathetic. There was no power on it. There was no accuracy on it. It was like just trickled it wide, like someone just got ball and just kicked it with a topo and pushed it, like moved the foot with no accuracy, no body position or anything. Got by his man. And it's like, you have it. It was but he shows football. He tries to get involved, but he's just not got it, man. It's done. Martinelli's done at Arsenal. He tries to get the ball. He wants the ball. Like I said, he ran with the ball. He got by a player, and it was just like, kicked it out wide. There was no power on it. There was no accuracy. he's done. Martinelli is done. We have to replace him. If we start Martinelli this season as our left winger, we're going to struggle big time. We're going to struggle big time because we need goals. We need goals, people. And it's now enough is enough. We need goals from 4 players. Where I'm talking Gyökeres 20, Saka 12, um, you know, a new left winger 10 to 12, and we need an Eze. We're about 8 or 9. But right now, all I see is Saka and Gyökeres for our goals. That's all I'm seeing. That's all I've got confidence in. No confidence in Havertz, Jesus, Madueke, Trossard, Martinelli. I don't think Trossard will be here actually, but I just don't got confidence in anyone apart from them two. AJ, big up Joseph every time, and they're going to Joseph Connor Golden. The match was okay. Athletic didn't put up much of that. No, they didn't. They weren't bothered today. Joseph Connor Golden, big up AJ. Joseph Connor Golden was just wondering, seeing AFTV said, watch out, Man United, by saying we were one. Oh, God's sake. AJ, I think Madueke is much better than Martinelli. From what I have seen, he actually puts balls in the box and looks up. Yeah, I mean, Martinelli's always had that problem looking down. He never looks up. They could have probably coached that, took him to one side and worked on it with him daily, but we're too bothered about showing win the dog. Henry Gounet. Oh, yes, and Joseph Connor Gordon, the same AFTV that said pre-season friendlies are only about fitness, absolutely, and not to take seriously when Arsenal lose, but win today, and now we will beat you. This is what I'm saying. It's just AJ, and even when Madueke was at Chelsea, I thought he was a better than Mart. Well, that's fair play. That's fair play, HJ. If that's what you think, my guy. Um, I do see some things in Madueke, but to back up Saka, that's probably where it'll stop for me. That's where I'm thinking, well, we've got a bit of depth at cups, and he could come on, and that's all. But we need that. We need that. Martinelli just can't. He can't. And today I really thought I'm going to watch it, and he's going to turn up, and I'm going to be like, yes, Gabby, absolutely, he's on it. And he just wasn't. He wasn't. Like I said, that where he ran by that player, ran towards a byline, and he just hit it. And I thought, there's no power on that. There's no accuracy. It just like he just went, like he just fell at last hurdle, and just his leg fell out, and he just kicked the ball. It. If Arteta can't see this, then again, just a million examples why he is not good enough to manage Arsenal Football Club. Just going to go in. Problem is, Rich, Arsenal have already said they're not selling him. I saw the. Well, I've got some things to show you people. Just bear with me. Right. So there's this one. We've got this. Oh, that's not it. 1 second, people. Do apologise. Right. Where is it? There we go. Right. So we've got this. This is like in last 1 hour, 2 hour or so. AFC stuff, which I don't really follow these people, but I think I follow one AFC stuff or daily, and that's it. It says Mikel Arteta on Havertz and Gyökeres. They can play together. It elevates the quality in the squad, the goal threat in the team, and options we have to change and provide opposition with a lot of problems. It's great to see the both of them scoring. It's a good problem to have. Right, right. Okay, okay. Yeah. So we've seen that one then. God. Um, seen that one. Then there's this. Um, Mikel Arteta, at any moment we can change the puzzle. Oh, right. And make it very difficult for the opposition. You lying, stubborn, smug, arrogant wanker. Because you haven't done that for the last 2 years, you absolute prick. And you know what? He's doing it again. He's brainwashing all his obsessed fans, and he's got them in the palm of his hands. And he's like, "Yep, I can say any bullshit, and I guarantee you now, all my fans what are obsessed with me will be lapping it up and bigging it up, and just what a wanker! How dare he say we can change it up when he doesn't change anything? He didn't change nothing last season. What a fucking prick this manager is! What a wanker!" This is why I don't like him. Like he's, oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna say bullshit. You know why? Because the fans what are obsessed with me, they'll big it up, they'll lap it up. That's all he's done it for. What a fucking prick. Excuse my language. AJ, I seriously don't want Trossard to go, but I feel like it's inevitable at this point. He played minutes and wasn't even on the bench. Trossard got a bit of a knock, HJ, apparently, but we know what that means. Might have just been kept off the starting, well, at the squad because he's maybe getting close to moving. I don't know, but apparently he's got a little knock. But that could be bullshit. But wow, wow, how dare he say that? What a wanker! Saying that we can mix it up. What is no? We can change the puzzle and make it very difficult for the opposition. You absolute lying twat! You didn't change nothing last season. Nothing. This is what I'm saying, people. This is why people do not like this manager because he's a liar. HJ, so Havertz left wing, Gyökeres striker. Well, HJ, mate, I've said this a long time now. Do not be surprised if he trials Kai Havertz at left wing and puts Kai Havertz and Gyökeres up top, or Gyökeres on left wing and Kai Havertz up front, because he will want to make sure he's got his love child slash Kai Havertz in this team, as well as Martin Odegaard. Um, and then this one as well. What we got here, people, about signings. This is what he said. This is what he said. He said this on Mikel Arteta on further incomings. Let's see what happens in terms of where the squad is. That before. In the next few weeks, we are actively looking. Yep, that before. Or it's saying, especially even in Wenger's latter years, Wenger used to say that, at options as well. There are a few players maybe that have to leave, so we will be open to see what happens. God. Well, like I've said, if we don't see a left winger at this football club and we do not sign Eze, we are struggling, people. We are in a big mess. We're not going to win the league ever with Mikel Arteta. I'm going to stick to that 100%. That's going to be facts. And we'll never win the Champions League because this is what I'm saying. Like, we win 3-0, and you're going to get so many fans like Igal, Adam Keys, Roy Talks BS, Harry, Tom. Oh, I've even seen Igal. I think it said, "We're back." What about we're back? We've won a game today, which we're meant to win in front of our own crowd. It's Emirates Cup. You know, it's inevitable we're going to win. We have to win. We have to win every game. Obviously, that's not always going to be the case. But we're back. What we're back? What we're back with? What we're back from? Come on then, Igal. Come on then, Igal. Mr. Knowledgeable football fan slash ain't got a clue what he's on about and definitely doesn't know frick all about Arsenal because that twat thinks Van Persie was part of the youth team. So anyone what takes Igal serious and follows him, then you must be influenced by a daily liar. Because he is. He's just an absolute attention-seeking liar. Joseph, just gonna go then. No more money. Arteta 230 million this window plus 750 before 1 billion spent. Nearly with what we've. I, I don't know, Joseph. I mean, does he deserve money? He don't deserve a penny. He's been given a lot of money by the Crunkys, but to me, I want to see that left winger and Eze at this football club, and I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know, people. I really don't know. But I know one thing: we are struggling if we do not sign that left winger and Eze. People, just going to nip to the toilet. 2 minutes. People, I'm back. I'm back. AJ Joseph, Arteta is currently at 892 million pounds spent. And I think, well, I don't know what's going to come in for the rest of the window, but if we do, that I think that's going to be reaching around about 940. Make that about 960 actually. Um, HJ, that's a disgrace. It is absolutely a disgrace. This is what I'm saying, people. He gets to walk around and get treated like royalty, and he gets, you know, he can do what he wants. People just don't do nothing. You know, it's like these fans are obsessed with him. He can do what he wants. He can say this. He can say that. Like in what he's just been saying there. We can change the puzzle. You didn't change nothing last season, you wanker. You stubborn, smug prick, lying twat. You didn't change nothing, but he's got people. He's got all these puppets like Harry Simeon, Tom Canton, Harry, uh, Rory Talks BS, Igal, all the other ones, Guna Chris, etc. They just lap everything up he says. They just big up everything he says. He's got so many puppets. What? Oh, look at my manager. Look what he said. It's an embarrassment. It really is that he's spent this much and he can't even get us to Wembley no more. We don't win trophies. We don't get to finals. He needs. I'm telling you now, he needs massive, and I mean massive pressure this season. The moment that ball kicks off at Old Trafford, that's when the pressure should be starting for this manager. Enough is enough now. He does not need to be treated like royalty. It's over. He needs to be pressured every single match. All this getting treated like royalty, he can't do anything wrong, he can't say anything wrong. It's got to stop. It has got to stop. And I'm praying. And it's horrible. You know why? Because you kind of want to say, I hope we lose to Man United. Well, my prediction anyway, we're going to lose 3 matches in first 6 games. But it's horrible because you want to say as a fan, you want to win all those games. Of course, you want to win all those games. You don't want to lose all. You want to go invincible all season. But it's horrible because other side of the conversation, you want to say, I hope we lose to Man United. I hope we draw to Leeds, and I hope Liverpool beat us. And then Andre Berta says to Josh, "There you go. We lost 2 games already, Josh. Liverpool's won all their games. It's 6 points in front of us. The league is over in 3 games." Well, let's just say we lose to Man United, we draw to Leeds, we lose to Liverpool, and we draw to Forest, and Liverpool's won every single match. The league is completely and truly done, absolutely finished. You kind of you wish for it, but you can't at the same time because it's Arsenal Football Club. Because I love Arsenal. I love Arsenal. What's in embedded into me, from the memories I've had from the 90s, the 89, which I was a bit too young, but I remember it. Mickey Thomas running through, at Anfield, and we scored 2 goals at Anfield, which that was just not meant to happen. No one was going to score 2 goals in them days at Anfield against Liverpool. Nobody. And this is where it hurts because that's my club. The 90s, the Coca-Cola Cups, the FA Cups, and Nelka Overmars against Newcastle, the Real Saragossa where Naheem scored, Lob Seaman, and just that's my club, Arsenal. It shouldn't be about a new guy what just rocks up in town, what we played for Arsenal for 5 years, which were decent at the most player, and having all these leeches because they're not fans dictating what Arsenal Football Club are about because that's what it's become. Got the people like Igal. He won't have a clue about Mickey Thomas and '89, and it's all I don't need to know that. I'm not bothered. I don't need to know history about the football club as long as I get self benefit from leeching onto Arsenal, picking Arsenal as a football club, speaking daily bullshit, and I'll get all people to be brainwashed by what I say and get thousands and thousands and thousands of followers and likes and reposts, etc. That's all I'm bothered about. And I am sick and tired of these fans because these people think they can dictate and say what Arsenal Football Club's about, and you've got nothing to say. Nothing, because you don't know your history. You don't know things like you don't remember '89 Mickey Thomas. You don't remember Charlie George laying on ground like that in '71 against Liverpool at FA Cup. Excuse me. All you're bothered about is for self benefit, and you've brainwashed thousands of people. And I'm fed up of it. More and more, it's really starting to bug me because these people like Harry and Tom, they're leechers. All they've done is worm their way in, and now they've got commentating. They're getting to commentate on games. Tom Canton interviews Arteta post match. They're wankers. Oh, we're not like that. We don't. Yes, you are. You're leechers and you're suckasses. You'll say anything to get your way in, to worm your way in, like getting Harry goes on Talk Sport and everything. That's what they are. They're leeches to this football club. And like I keep saying, and I'm going to try not to say it, but I can't help it, and I just get, the old group, the legend David Dean, Peter Ilwood, Ken Fryer, Keith Elderman, Lady Dina Bracewell Smith, Danny Frisman. They ain't standing for things like that. And the worst one is when it's all okay. Nothing, no repercussions or nothing. When that piece of shit, Moneypenny, and they are, goes on live TV and disrespects Arsenal Football Club. Oh, we're too young. I'm not going to know that question. You absolutely wet wipe. You wanker. Going on TV and making a mockery of my football club and people in the chat. And it's all okay for you because that's going to get traction. It's going to travel all day on social media, and you'll be sat there laughing, thinking, going to get thousands more followers because people's going to see it. It don't bother you. You don't give a shit. But I tell you something, if that old group who I've just mentioned with David Dean, etc., they'd have banned you from Emirates. And I said this in stream before, but that's how much that bugged me when I seen it, knowing that you've just gone on TV made a mockery of Arsenal Football Club. You have just literally made us look stupid in front of other fans and all over because other fans even had to answer your questions. And all you said, oh, well, I was too young. You absolute prick. Um, Todd Bird, Trossard looked like Twine from Bristol City. Twine. Todd, is Twine, you'll know this, someone who used to play for MK Dons and he's a goal scoring midfielder. Just tell me if I've got that one right. Joe's gonna go in, AJ, but still it's a lot, AJ. HJ, would you sacrifice this season to get this man? Ah, what a wow, HJ. Ooh. And I know you literally putting me to test there because you've just what I've just been saying. That kind of relates to what I've just been saying. Oh my god. Oh, again, this is what I'm saying, people. This is my football club. Who yesterday I turned 34 years of supporting them. As it was my birthday yesterday, it became my 34th year of supporting this club. And now HJ just really, really thrown that question straight at me. And this is one for chat as well. We can all moan, whinge, bitch, but it's only things what's happened, what we've seen, and what Arteta said, and what Arteta done, and what the club said, and what the club hasn't done. Delivered on these promises. So now to take action, because protest. I just don't think that'll work. Would I sacrifice this season to get this manager out? Well, Mikel Arteta will never win a Premier League with Arsenal. Will never win a league while he's our manager. He'll never get the right balance, which he won't. We've never fully maximised and completed one window of Arteta, and obviously the Kroenkes. The Kroenkes have gave Arteta plenty of money, but one thing, Josh Kroenke has never gone up from above and applied massive pressure to Arteta, saying, "Well, Mikel, I'm stepping in now. We need a striker. We need a backup for Saka, etc." So that's on that side. That's where I'm at with that. So I already know we're not going to win a league. Would I sacrifice? Oh, man, I think. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to say. I think I'm gonna have to say yeah, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because we've got some very good players at this club, and I do not want to start again finding another Gabriel, finding another Saliba, finding a Declan Rice, finding a Saka. But if we don't start winning things, they're gonna go, people. They're gonna start winning trophies at other teams and getting a decent wage as well. So you know what? Oh, even fucking saying it. And all I have to do is change that, I think, to hope. And I don't know if I can say it, it really does. But in a way, I hope we lose to Man United. I hope we go to Leeds. Ugh. I hope I hope Liverpool beat us in a way. Even saying it is making me think shit. But it's a good question, HJ. That's what I'm saying. So let me ask it back to you. What would you do? Okay, then I would say yes, because I'm an Arsenal football club. Sorry, I'm an Arsenal fan, and Arsenal is my club. And right now, I have got some players representing my club, your club, people in the chat's club, what are very good players, and I want them to stay, but I want this stubborn, smug prick out. So you know what? Yes, otherwise we could see another capitulation and big players leaving this club. So I'm going with I hope we lose to Man United. I hope we draw to Leeds, and I hope we lose to Liverpool. And that hurts. That hurts there. But I am Arsenal. I'm not Mikel Arteta. I am Arsenal. And some of these players, what we've got right now, are fantastic players. And I do not want to see those leaving because this wanker of a manager fails. So if that happened, get him out quick, bring a new manager in, and let him take rest of the season. Like Conte, you know, he didn't come through obviously like in a different part of the season. But when we beat him at the Emirates, when Arsenal beat Chelsea 3-0, his post-match interview, he turns around and says, he didn't say the specific word, but he kind of said, it's my way now. And then the reporter were like, sorry, can you just allude to what, what do you, he says, I need to change. I have to do things. Yeah, I have to do things. I have to change. What's he going to do? Free it back. Who wins league that season? Chelsea. Chelsea. So that, but with Arteta, nothing will change. That's what I'm saying. We could, lose to Man United, draw to Leeds, lose to Liverpool, and he won't change nothing. But if that happens, I am begging Andre Berta to say, Josh, I'm a sporting director at this. I'm the sporting director at this football club. I've worked at Atletico Madrid since 2013. Obviously, I've came to Arsenal in 2025. You have to get this manager out. You have to get Mikel Arteta out. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm open. I'm open. I'm open that's going to happen. But I just don't have any faith because all I keep thinking about is if Arteta gets fourth for Arsenal, the Cronkies are happy. AJ Joseph, definitely he should be winning FK Arsenal 1983. I would only sacrifice this season if it meant the owners and manager going. That's what I'm saying. The only way, like I said, the only way this stops completely is if Arteta goes and then they bring it. Let's say Bertie says, "Look, I can persuade Diego Simeone to come to Arsenal, etc." I'd be happy with that. But the only way, like Simeone won't be able to work with Kroenke. That's the thing. So it's like FK said. The only way the huge problem stops is the Kroenkes. They're the huge problem. Arteta's a massive problem, and the fans what are obsessed with Arteta, etc., and won't call anything out or won't criticise nothing. They are a big problem. Kroenke is huge, Arteta massive, and those certain fans a big problem. HJ, I would sacrifice this season as well if it means this manager is gone, simply because I just hate this manager with passion. So do I, HJ. Just what I've just shown you. Like, we can change the puzzle. You lying bastard. You didn't change anything last season. You didn't change nothing last season. It was just the same formation, up time and like that. So, you know, I mean, but he knows what he's doing because all these giddy fans what are obsessed with him, they're going to love that. Oh, look at my manager! Look at Supermate! Look what he's saying. We can change any puzzle. You didn't do anything last season. You don't fool me. You don't fool HJ. You don't fool FK, AJ. You don't FK, HJ, AJ. Wow. Joseph, you don't AFCOs. You don't fool us, man. You do not fool us at all. We know exactly, Ndanguna, you don't fool Ndanguna. We know what you're doing. We know what you are doing. Um, so the big problem, like I say, is the huge problem is the Kroenkes. We need new owners. I don't know how that's going to happen, but surely someone would want to buy Arsenal Football Club, surely. But I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, people, I'm going to wrap this up in about maybe 5 minutes or so. Thank you very much, whoever's joining the chat. Please do smash those likes and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 450, but I ain't going to see it today. I don't think that's not going to happen. But to me, if we lose to Man United first game of the season and we're back to what we was last season and been all the way through pre-season, apart from today was a bit different. And it's zero creativity against Man United. We have about 3 shots on goal all game. We don't look like scoring, and Man United beat us 2-0. I will say this. I will say this. There's going to be more fans what are just looking and thinking, I can't put up with this season. I'm Arteta out. I'm Arteta out. They might be full on Arteta in, and then be like, so they might say, I don't know if I don't know if I can back him. or they might be your 60-40s, you know what I mean? And then next minute just turn around and say, F the 60-40. He's got to go. He's got to go. I'm not seeing any different. It's, first game of the season, we lost 2-0 already. There was zero creativity. We have 3 shots on goal all game. Didn't look like scoring for a month of Sundays. And they'll be booing. They will be booing. And if it second game against Leeds at Emirates, if say Leeds go 1-0 up and it's still 1-0 at half time, I'm 100% guarantee you telling you that there's going to be boos at half time and there'll be even more fans turning on Arteta. And he deserves it. He deserves huge pressure. Getting 15 plus million a year just to walk around, stroll around, treated like royalty, never managed a football team in his life. It's a piss take for what he earns towards people like Conte and Simone, Enrique. It's an absolute piss take. Inzaghi, absolute piss take. These winning managers, what have won and proven. AJ, I hate the way he manages his players. I hate some of the players he buy. Yep, and I hate the way he talks like a robot in his interviews. He is a joke of a manager. He is a liar, a bullshitter, and he's stubborn, smug prick. He literally is. He really is. Right, everybody. I am going to wrap this up. Thank you very much, people. Do enjoy the rest of your night, and I might. Well, it's back to work tomorrow for me for 4 nights in a row. But sometimes I just jump on early on in the morning. If I can't sleep, sometimes obviously working night shift, I just jump on and see who's on and have a chat. But yeah, 3-0 against Bilbao. They're not the weakest team. They're not the shit team. Like I said, they're finishing around maybe probably. I think they'd get as high as 8th in Premier League, and if they had a very good season, I think they would. And they've got some decent players. Like Oya Sanchez, he didn't play today. They've got Bernagea. I'm probably pronouncing the players wrong. They've got Godreska. They've got Naki Williams, Nico Williams. They've got some decent players. Valverde is the manager, Spanish manager. I think managed Barcelona, managed Spain national team. So today, it is what it is. 3-0. I expected to win. I didn't expect to see that intensity, though. We did show a lot of intensity today, but it's still not good enough because it didn't last. There were times where we were going for it, and you thought, "Oh my god, absolutely boring." It's just like someone's just pressed the button. And, oh, next minute, power switch. And then, even at second half, Bilbao were looking like they were going to score. And then we just scored a good goal. It was a good finish by Carver. It's the way he ordered his player off, and he was getting dragged to the left-hand side, and he kind of got his foot round it and made sure he kept it low, placed it in bottom corner. It was a good finish. But with Martinelli and Odegaard, I just seen today and I thought, my God, they're going to start for Arsenal next season. They're going to start. Or unless, could I be right? Arteta trials Havertz left wing. So everybody, thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your night. Time's ticking. Left winger is a must for Arsenal, and we need Eze. We need Eze massively. HJ, you remind me a lot of Lee Gunner. Well, Lee Gunner's a legend, if you ask me, HJ. Some of these things, what he said, have actually happened, really have. He mentioned about Arteta from day one. He's been calling Odegaard out, Gibraltar, is he there? And I used to think Odegaard were a decent player, but last season he really, really did go down in my estimate. Really, really. I wish I had more followers, more subscribers than Lee Gunner, I must say. But everybody, I'm sticking to it. I think our title race is going to be over by October. You've never seen Mikel Arteta get the balance right in any single window, no matter what. We just haven't. He never gets the balance right. And this is what I've said before I finish and wrap it up. People, oh, it's all right. We can't do everything in one window. We can't do everything. Wake up, people. Wake up. And it's obviously majority of them is these fans what just upset about Arteta. We don't do everything in every window, you thick twat. That's what I'm saying. oh, we can't do this in every window. We can't get that signing, but we never have. Which bit do you not see? Do you not see what I'm seeing, or people in the chat? We never have gone an extra mile in a window. We never have fully maximised and fully completed one window. We never have got all the signings in one window. And yet he's spending close to 1 billion and we still haven't done that. And that is a piss take in itself, because how long he's had, Arsenal should be reaching a window now where it's like, well, we need two signings this window. Or if one player goes, we'll have to replace him. But we only need two signings. That's what our process is. That's what the plan is. Two signings. Oh shit, one player's left, so we have to replace him. But with Arsenal's window, every single window, and especially one what we're having now. Oh, we need that player. We need that player. Need that player. Need that player. 4, 5, 6, 7. It shouldn't be like that. We should be at a level now where we need one or two players. Man City have had a rebuild, so now they'll just be like, yeah, just cheat. We'll just just turn that and we'll just sign that player. Liverpool, yeah, we'll get that player maybe in January because if Endo leaves, we'll replace him. Or whereas Arsenal, it's always scattered, it's always sporadic, it's all over all time, all window. Oh, we need a left back, we need a centre midfielder, we need a striker, because we don't fully maximise any single window, and we never have. And if you don't fully maximise and fully complete one window, you will always be behind and playing catch up and need that position, that position, that position, that position. So that's why we must sign a left winger at this football club and a replacement, preferably for Martin Odegaard or someone to challenge him straight away, because obviously he's not going to get dropped. And that guy, everybody knows, is Eze, because he would crawl to the Emirates, absolute crawl to the Emirates. On that, I'm wrapping up, people. Just read these before I go. And they're going to good night, ending. Good night, my guy. Todd Birch, be interesting if Eze plays tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot about that. Community, bloody hell. I keep thinking it's a Sunday today. I do. And I'm going to take care all. Yeah, everybody, please take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. And time's ticking. Time's ticking. 1 week tomorrow, and that's where you jump in that big lake, and there's no coming out for 9 months, people. HA, take care. This manager gets called out and sacked. Absolutely, HJ. Good to see you in my chat as well, my guy. Not seen you in before, and some very, very good points, HJ. Very good points. And that question, you literally put me to the sword. But I enjoyed it because, I say it. So I thought, right, yeah, I've got to say it. And I had to say it. And it kills me to say it. But yeah, I hope in a way we do lose those first two and draw one. And it gets people thinking, right, this is not the guy for this club. He's not.